What's going on, parents? Happy Teenager Tuesday. Also Taco Tuesday. Never forget.
Tacos.
Never forget. Get some Torchies. There's Velvet Taco now.
Yum.
Hey, right out in kind of Aubrey Prosper, right off 380.
Yeah.
Hey, my name is Will. If we haven't got the chance to meet, I'm the lead student pastor here at Hope. And with me for last week and today is...
Kira Watson. I'm the student admin here.
Yes. I'm so thankful for you, Kira, and everything that you do to make everything work. So if you missed last week, jump back and listen to it. It's part one of us talking about AI and what to do with it. It's not going away. We interact with it more than we think we do.
Yep.
And hopefully you do this, but there's not often, I told Kira this earlier today, not often do I feel like proud of content that I've written. I feel like this is so prevalent and good for us as families. So I highly encourage you, please share this with people, with parents, whether they go to our church or not. It's about being helpful. It's not about being right. We don't know everything, but we try to help resource you with everything that we can. Because AI it's not going away.
Nope.
It's already here. And what do we do with it? AI can help us think. This is like the theme for today. AI can help us think, but we have to be careful that it doesn't replace thinking. It can help us think, but it cannot replace us thinking. We have four ways that kind of unfolds. Kira, what's number one?
Number one, AI has no conscience or morals.
Yeah. This is wild.
So, as one example, in 2016, Microsoft released a chatbot called Tay on Twitter, which I
remember when this happened.
So this situation is so crazy.
Yeah.
So Tay was designed to learn by engaging people in dialogue through tweets and direct messages. But like internet trolls quickly inundated Tay with evil thoughts and the just racist and nasty messages.
Narcissistic, sexist.
Just like all of these different things that are just bad. Just like inundated Tay with all of these all of these bad things.
Within hours.
They taught Tay to give vile and ugly responses within hours.
Yeah, gosh.
If
that doesn't show the depravity of humans, when we can get away with it. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted.
And I think just how quickly, things like this can change, too. Because, you think about it, Tay was created for, what we assume is a good reason.
Yeah.
And then all of these people changed that thought. They put all of these negative thoughts into her, and within hours, it changed.
Yeah.
So things can change within hours, within minutes.
Yeah. Which we kind of talked about this last episode, but AI does not have a like you're saying consciousness or morals. It just gets information from what everybody else says.
Yep.
So there it's not deciding. It's trying to, again, be a predictive text of morals.
Yeah.
Which has no consciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 24 hours later, they silenced Tay forever.
Yeah, good.
Which is
not
good.
how they planned it to go, probably.
Yeah. Probably not at all.
No.
Which this can be crazy. But the action steps, the AI tool has been developed to help the world. I think it has helped us in a lot of ways. It does help us in a lot of ways. But not to help the other side of eternity.
Yeah, that's good. It helps us here, can't help us in heaven.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't help us get to heaven.
Yeah.
AI can't lead a soul to restoration.
Yeah.
Only God can do that.
Yeah.
And God doesn't want a good world. His plan is for a renewed world.
Yeah. Something we always say constantly is good people don't go to heaven, forgiven people do. It doesn't originate with us. We don't, honestly, I don't even know where we got it from, but it's just to emphasize don't focus on being a good person, be a godly person and realize how forgiven you are. The more we realize how forgiven we are, the more Christ-like we will act.
Right.
Anyways.
Yeah. And that leads to renewal.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. So number one, AI has no consciousness or morals. And please take these bullet points, have conversations with your students. We're going to go quickly to try to stay within time. But number two, AI can still make mistakes because it uses inputs from humans.
Yep.
Now, what do I mean by that? Well, that kind of might be a no duh, but let me give you this instance. I asked ChatGPT, who is Jesus according to biblical scholars? Okay, who is Jesus? You can be very specific.
Yeah.
It is weird. Who is Jesus according to biblical scholars? It gave me a lot of points. All of them spot on except for one sentence. And I'll read this to you. This is copy and pasted from ChatGPT. Said as Jesus, he was ultimately crucified by the Romans because he was sent as a threat, or he was seen as a threat to their power and authority. ChatGPT said to me that the reason Jesus was crucified is because he was a political figure. That is not history. That is not biblical. That is not the Christian that's not, okay, that is what Muslims say.
Yeah.
And people not Christ followers say, that is not, a biblical scholar would not say that happened to Jesus. That is a mistake. That's an atheist talking point, is that Jesus wasn't crucified because he said he was God. He was crucified because he was a political figure.
Mm-hmm.
That got really popular many years ago from this guy's book called Zealot. Which is ripped to shreds by historians, Christian, non-Christians, because this guy was saying, this is history and Jesus wasn't killed because he said he was God. So it can make mistakes because it's getting information from humans and it's trying to predict from all the data it can get from humans out there. It will predict the most likely next word from all the human data, which is
so crazy.
Maybe right, maybe wrong. Someone still inputs information. So the question is, who is importing the information, and who is it from? Who is this person?
Right. Yeah.
And who are these people? And we can't just take everything at face value. So more actions, or one fun action step off of this, which I think would be a really good action step to do with your kids. There's a game which is called Which Face is Real. You can Google Which Face is Real game, and it will show you AI faces or faces that AI generates.
Yeah.
Or it shows a real face, and you have to guess, is it real or is it fake? And I think that game is a really good way to emphasize to your student, hey, not everything online, it may appear to be true, but it's not.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's so good.
Yeah,
let's move on to number 3. This is from Tim Elmore. AI has no emotional intelligence, just cognitive intelligence. So no emotional intelligence, just cognitive intelligence. Unlike other AI like Siri or Alexa, ChatGPT doesn't use the internet to locate answers.
Yeah.
Which is so crazy.
It's weird, right? Because it's not actually giving you the answer. It's trying to predict.
Right.
Predict text what the answer is.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is so crazy. Again, going back to number 2, who does this information come from?
Yes.
So instead, it constructs sentences word by word, selecting what's most likely.
Yeah.
So
so weird.
It just takes what it thinks and puts it together.
Which that has no emotions in it.
No emotions.
None
at all.
Yeah.
So it can't read body language.
Yeah.
It's only going off of what's built in, the built-in information, and it's coding in whatever the people create it say that it should.
Yeah.
So it lacks emotion and it lacks the full picture.
Yeah.
Honestly, it doesn't know what life is really.
Yeah.
So the tools to help us work, it has tools to help us work, but it doesn't replace the work.
Yeah.
We still have to put in effort.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
And I love this analogy that you came up with, Will, of a power tool, using a drill versus a screwdriver. A drill is going to be a lot faster than a screwdriver maybe, but they both need hands to work.
Yeah.
Using a power tool doesn't take away the need for a hand to make it work,
to be involved in it. Yeah.
And so it still needs, we still have to work, we still have to put in the work.
And this might be my favorite action step that we have next for y'all out there. Well, that or the game that I just
the game's fun too. So go to ChatGPT and search, how can I show someone love, or what makes a family healthy? It'll give you probably around 8 things that make up either one of those prompts. But what's missing is real life application to the information. And so talk about the AI being an okay source of tools. But if you're searching that stuff and you never do anything with it, then it's not helpful at all.
Yeah.
It just stays where you searched it.
Yeah. What good is information without action behind it?
Right.
I mean, Jesus even talked about it. Like, if you believe in me, you'll have fruit. If it'll be evident, right? The New Testament says that a lot. If you actually believe in something, your actions will show behind it and everything. So chat or AI in general, like you said, it can be a tool, but it cannot replace the work.
Right.
And I am afraid that it might replace some of our work and bring back our just level of thinking, Number 4, AI can cause addictive behavior, to which everyone says, no duh. It's simple. Screens are addicting. This is another thing that can be addicting. You can say it, hey, I want a clever post for my Instagram. That is on a beach vacation. It'll give you something, it's just weird. And it could become so addicting that we as humans, much less teenagers, who are very much developing their brain in that process physically. And it might get to the point where instead of really thinking through, we just go there so we don't have to think. We can just plug a question in. We don't have to think about the question.
Yeah.
So it can be addicting. So the action step on that is, I would say, please limit as much as humanly and robotly possible. No, limit AI's influence in your student's life. I do think if it's too prevalent and too often used, it'll stunt the cognitive future and could mess with their soul long term.
Yeah.
So I'll review these one more time. Number 1 on AI and what to do with it this week is AI has no conscience or morals. Number 2, it can still make mistakes because it uses inputs from human prompts. Number 3, it has no emotional intelligence, just cognitive intelligence. And Tim Elmore, that's a quote from Tim Elmore. He talks more about that if you want to Google that, AI that. And and number 4, AI can cause addictive behavior as well. We're working on making this into a resource that you can look at, read, share, walk through with your student, but please have those conversations. I don't feel like I often say or really emphasize, hey, you got to do this. But I feel so impressed. Parents, this is one thing that I would say, don't let this fall through the crack. I think it's important. I really, really do. I think it's very important. So have the conversations. We're always here to help. Remember, if you're like, I don't know how to have that conversation, re-listen to this and last week's and email us. And if nothing else, just remember, you can do this. You're not alone. God is with you, and so are we. Have a great week, parents.